but I wanted to see if any members had any objections prior to him starting that. Hearing none, you're welcome to do that. And I think, although it is set for the end of the agenda, if it's all right with you, sir, if you do have a public comment, I'd like you to go ahead and if there's no objection to any other members, let's go ahead and do that first. And then we'll move forward with our agenda.
Okay, thanks. I'll try to contain it within 3 minutes. I'm Gordon Wayne Watts. My father ran the Bobby Watts Speed Shop and Engine Parts, and we were longtime residents and friends with Big Daddy Don Garlic. So briefly, I'm going to attempt to get you guys some federal funding, and here's how I would like for you guys to do. I would like for everyone within the sound of my voice to call up Congresswoman Laurel Lee and any other member of Congress that's a Republican and say, your platform prohibits the use of tax dollars to fund student loan originations. Page 35, tax dollars shall not be used for it. And it's never been done with grandfather and grandparents, never been done with other countries, and fifth graders don't do it. The money that's going to the rich people in Washington and enriching the rich people should come back to the community. Now, when we Republicans held the House, the Senate, and the Oval Office,
I'm sorry, let's go ahead and give a pause for a second so you hear yourself think. They'll fix this, and we want to be able to hear you. So.
Okay,
we're good. Now you think.
Okay, now, as I was saying, even when we Republicans, of which I'm one, held the House, the Senate, and the Oval Office, first under Bush's 2 years, and then under Mr. Trump's first 2 years, we didn't even attempt those spending cuts. So the money went to rich people in the Department of Ed. And so the students have repaid the taxpayers way more they borrowed. Okay, but it's not going to keep up. It's going to go in reverse, and we're going to hemorrhage and bleed out. Unless only two things will stop the money from going to the rich people and the colleges and the loan servicers and the loan sharks that will stop it. Either a very unlikely miracle and it's not happening, or two, restoration and reinstatement of bankruptcy self-defense like our grandparents had. And then the Department of Ed will become reluctant to lend to the students. Now, since Congresswoman Laurel Lee probably wants to make the spending cuts, but she's weak, she would need to obey a plank in the Democrat platform, which says students should have bankruptcy reinstated. And also the Constitution's bankruptcy uniformity clause, which says, and it's based on the golden rule, and it's based on common sense. It's a self-defense mechanism. And so if the student can assert bankruptcy defense, it'd be like a police officer asserting a gun. It would make crime go down. So I ask everyone in the sound of my voice to ask Congressman Laurel Lee, Gus Bilirakis, and the Republicans to make this attempt the spending cut. But first, they should cooperate with Kathy Castor and Democrats and file the bankruptcy restoration first. If anyone disagrees with me, then tell me how come we haven't got the spending cuts. Then once bankruptcy legislation is filed, not only will the Department of Ed back off from its insane lending to students that can never repay, but more important, the lobbyists will release the tight grip on the throat of Laurel Lee, a well-intentioned but weak Republican, as are most all of them. And the Democrats haven't done much on bankruptcy, but they all seem to be trying. And if you guys respectfully but firmly, loudly say, please return bankruptcy to student loans first, because you and your rich people want it, everyone has it, colleges have it, gamblers have it, credit card users have it, PPP loan recipients that got free handouts have it. Why can't the college student? Then it'll push that back. And if Congresswoman Lee doesn't do that, then you can tell her that she should step down and maybe let Jennifer Barbosa or James Judge running against her in the primary, or Pat Kemp running against her in the general take her place. Then she will make the spending cuts and first make bankruptcy restored to force the lending down, then the spending cuts, then the money will be freed up and come back here. I want everyone to call Laurel Lee, Gus Bilirakis, Kathy Castor. I'm Gordon Wayne Watts. I've given my business card out, and I'll be available for comments. Was my presentation good? Does everyone understand what I'm asking and why I'm asking it? And that the bankruptcy has to be filed first to force the lending down, and then the lending can go down and then free up money. Is it easy to understand?
Thank you for your time. I would say I understood. Absolutely. So I imagine everybody else did too. And thank you for keeping it right around 3 minutes. We appreciate it. You did a good job of that too.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Now we will move on to our presentation for today. We have Director Early from Healthcare Services here. And we also have Dr. John Curran, who will talk a little bit more about his experience when it's time to speak. And I think he is a very special addition for us spent many years, not only did he, I'll tell you two things. He was involved in the initial formation of the Indigent Health Services, so he's got a lot of institutional knowledge there. And also, he managed various boards like ours, citizen boards,